I actually, like I said before, I started this book about 10 years ago. And I got the idea, and I wanted to just kind of dive right in. I wanted to start writing my book. But I calmed down a little bit, and I said, you know what? I don't want to write a bad book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up this sketchbook with ideas first. And so what I did was I started writing down my ideas. And I know you can't see it from here, but I'll kind of hold it still and then show you on this screen that this is where a lot of the characters from Diary of a Wimpy Kid were born. And you can see here's the first ever picture of Rowley, Greg's best friend. Here's a picture of a bully. Here's a picture of Greg. And so at first I was really cruising. You know, I could get through about 3 or 4 of these a night. And then things started to slow down. And as I went along, I didn't really realize that at the time, but I was writing smaller and smaller. And I think what was happening was I was really afraid that I wasn't going to have enough good material for a book. So by the very end, this is what my idea pages look like. And you can see it took me about 3 or 4 months just to do one page. So it took me 4 years of just writing down ideas. And then, of course, it took a number of years after that to finish my book. So maybe there are 2 lessons here. One is, you know, don't always go with your first idea. And 2 is don't take 10 years to write a book. All right. So we have a right here.
When's your 3rd book coming out?
When's my 3rd book coming out? See, I bring this guy with me everywhere I go. And I'm like, ask the question. The 3rd book is coming out either late this year or early next year, although that could change. And I wanted to show you, each book has different cover art on it, right? So this one, you're getting a sneak preview here. Here's the image being used for that book. And it's called Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Last Straw. And it's about Greg and his dad. And his father is going to send him to military academy unless he shapes up. So, see, I told you. And actually, you'll notice this picture is of flag football, which is still around, I'm sure. But it's also of shirts versus skins, which I hope to God is illegal now. In my junior high, they didn't have enough money to buy uniforms for all the kids or jerseys. So when the boys played, it was shirts versus skins. And I always was on skins. I just hated it. So, yes, right here.
Why does his little brother look completely different?
Why does his little brother? A lot of people say that. You know, when Manny, Greg's little brother, is small, I think he looks fine. But when you zoom in on him, he really looks like an alligator, actually. He doesn't really look human, does he? So here's Manny, Greg's 3-year-old little brother. And I don't know the answer to your question, actually. I just thought it would be fun to have this kind of buck-toothed little kid. And that is Manny. People ask me if I'm ever going to make a book about Manny. And I think between the first 2 books, Manny has about maybe 4 words. So I think it would take a lot to, it'd be a big stretch to have a book about him. Let's see. How about right behind you there? Yeah?
I have a question.
Sure, fire away.
How did you get the tape-like thing on the book, on the cover?
We have people in a country which I'm not allowed to name putting little pieces of tape all over it. And I'm kidding. No, it's actually a semi-gloss, I think it is. So it's a little special effect that we use on the book. And that's something I'm really happy with, is that my publisher, Abrams, did such a good job of presenting the book. And they could have gone to the other end of the spectrum, but they made it feel like a high-quality book. So it feels good in your hands, you know? Okay, this guy right here kind of had his hand up.
He wants to know what color, they've been betting on what color the next cover will be, and we want to know if they're right.
Okay, it's going to be green. Yes. Wow, that got a good response. And the 4th one will be yellow, actually, I think, or gold. Yeah?